Right now, we're adding about 100 new airplanes to our fleet every year. We've got about 800 airplanes at United Airlines. About 100 of those are coming every year for the next 5 years. And to handle all those airplanes, we're having to do a lot of investing in our infrastructure, things that you just wouldn't think of that need to change. Things like building new simulators at our flight training center to train all the pilots that are going to fly these airplanes, building new gates, making sure that we have enough tractors to push the airplanes back from the gates. There's just a lot of work that needs to take place to support the delivery of 100 brand new airplanes every year. Most importantly, we've got a lot of people to hire too. When you look at the amount of people that are retiring from United Airlines over the course of the next few years, in addition to all these airplanes that we're bringing on, just between now and 2026, we've got to hire about 50,000 new employees at United Airlines. That means we need everybody sitting here to go to work for United Airlines in some capacity. Part of what's really important to us is the fact that our diversity makes us stronger. So when we talk about needing 50,000 employees, it's not just any 50,000 employees. We need a diverse group of employees that are going to be a reflection of the customers that we serve around the world, the countries that we fly to around the world. And I can tell you as a pilot, when we bring diverse perspectives onto the flight deck, we always get better answers every time. So when we talk about needing 50,000 employees, we want to make sure that we're appealing to a diverse cross-section of employees, and you can see here that United has really done a good job of making sure that we're out there and out front trying to attract everybody that we can from any aspect of life that we can, any community that we can. It's going to be vital to our success. All of that is in support of this shared mission that we have at United Airlines, which is connecting people and uniting the world. And you can see we've got quite a span across the entire globe. I talked about those 100 airplanes that we're delivering every year. Actually, if you add those up over the next 5 years, plus another 200 aircraft wide-body order that we just placed recently, we're going to have 700 new airplanes at United Airlines between now and 2032. And you can see which ones some of those are. We've got over 500 narrow bodies that are coming, and then, as I mentioned, about 200 new wide-body aircraft to help serve communities across the globe. Let me drill down into pilots for just a minute, since that's what I do. I have the rare privilege and pleasure of being a captain on the Boeing 787. That's my favorite job, and we are going to need a lot of pilots in addition to all of those other supporting functions that we talked about that make up part of those 50,000 people that we need. The reason we need them is because we're retiring a lot of pilots. We've got a lot of pilots that are my age, for example, and if you look out between now and 2032, we're going to retire almost 6,000 of United's 14,000 pilots. Now you add to that the fact that we've got those 700 new airplanes coming, and what it means is over the course of the next decade or so, we're going to need about 10,000 new pilots. So anybody out here, out of curiosity, that's interested in flying airplanes? Outstanding. I expect to see you in a uniform at United Airlines before too long. Where do we get all these pilots? Well, they start generally at programs like this with organizations like Shades of Blue. They start at Metropolitan State University, which is where I began a lot of my aviation education, as well as other schools, flight schools, and universities and colleges across the U.S. But eventually, United pilots end up here at our flight training center, which is located in Denver, Colorado. Some of you may be familiar with the area. It's located in Central Park. It's by the old neighborhood where the old Denver airport used to be located. And it's a 23-acre campus that's up there at the corner of Martin Luther King Boulevard in Quebec that opened back in 1968. We've had several expansions over the course of the decades, and we're in the process of building a new 12 simulator building, or a building that will house 12 simulators, that's scheduled to open in early 2024. Today we have 40 full-motion simulators that we train our pilots in for all of the airplanes that we operate. That new building is going to give us the capacity to place 12 more simulators into there to help facilitate our expansion. We have over 250 pilot training events per day. Every pilot training event has 2 pilots in it, so generally speaking, we've got anywhere between about 500 and 700 United Airlines pilots in that facility on a daily basis. And those pilots use about 250,000 plus hotel nights per year. So you can imagine our hotel bill is a pretty sizable one. This particular facility has an annual budget over $300 million to keep everything operating and to keep the many people there that do the great work that they do training our pilots. Speaking of which, we've got about 1,500 people specifically that train these pilots. We've got about 100 management and administrative employees, or I should say over 100. We've got 1,500 line check pilots, flight instructors, evaluators, people that develop our training programs that are all in the business of keeping United pilots well trained. And then we also have about 140 device technicians and engineers. So if there's anybody here that's not particularly interested in flying an airplane, but interested in the technical aspects of it, I can assure you there's opportunities across the board at United Airlines, whether you're a technician, whether you're an engineer, whether you're someone that wants to work the ramp, there are going to be lots and lots of opportunities in the years to come. I also want to put a plug in for the organization that Captain Mike Bonner runs. Mike was kind enough to introduce me at the outset of this particular program. Captain Bonner is also responsible for our Aviate program, and there's two facets to Aviate. One is an academy that we have down in Phoenix, Arizona, that takes individuals with a passion for flying who've never flown before. And we take you basically from 0 hours to the point where you're qualified as a commercial pilot, and then we eventually hope to bring you back in as a flight instructor in that particular organization. In addition to that, we also have the Aviate program, and the Aviate program is a program that affiliates with colleges, universities, flight schools, regional carriers all over the United States that helps connect pilots that are working in those particular organizations ultimately with United Airlines. So the Academy and the group of students that you see here on the screen are located down in Phoenix, Arizona. If that's something that's of interest to you, the next slide, I'm going to have some websites for you to take a look at. I'm going to also have some other information that's going to be available to you there. You can go explore and see what opportunities are both at the United Aviate Academy as well as with the Aviate program and our affiliates there, some of which, by the way, are here today. I'm very pleased and proud to be able to mention that Metropolitan State University is going to be announced as a brand new partner in our Aviate program, and I'm proud of that because of the fact that I'm an alumni of Metropolitan State University. So I'm coming over to visit you very soon. So I'll close this up by saying here's a variety of sources for you to get more information if you are interested either in the Academy or the Aviate program, or for that matter, just in getting connected with United Airlines at all. Like I said, we've got a lot of need for a lot of great people. It all starts at places like this, as it did for me many, many years ago. United.com/pilots is a great place to go get more information about flying specifically, but all of the other sites that you see on there, including one that is just simply united.jobs, are great sites to go to if you have an interest in most any type of career with United Airlines. A lot of opportunity right now. It's a great company to work for. We've got a lot of wonderful things happening, and I can tell you on behalf of the 90,000 other employees, we want you to join our family and join the great things that we're doing as an airline. I'll turn it back to our host, and I will say thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you to Shades of Blue for all of the years of support that they've given a lot of young folks who are interested in careers in aviation. This is kind of a mystery to a lot of people, and so having a mentor there, having an organization that can help steer people in the right direction is really important. And I hope that when you eventually find yourself in my position, if you want to fly, that you'll find ways to pass that along as well. But thank you all very much for being here. Thanks to everybody that's joined us remotely via video. And kind sir, I will turn the microphone back over to you.
Thank you. Congratulations again for your promotion. And I must ask you, because you trained them here, the Max is okay to get on, huh?
Max is a great airplane to get
The software is okay now.
Software is good.
Okay, if he's training, he has to know.
Yep.
Now, you know who you heard it from, the trainer. We can fly that airplane. Thank you. The other person, if he's saying that there's going to be some jobs available for pilots, it's not because people don't like United Airlines. Where's Carl from the FAA? That's Carl's thing. 65 years old, they gotta go. So that's opening up a whole bunch of pilots. They're going to try to move that up because, as a lot of people know, the boomer generation is the healthiest generation in American history. They're going to live longer. They're doing more things. 65 came out of the time they were setting Social Security at 62. So all that's going to change, but it hasn't changed yet. So go get the job while it's there.
Thank you.
Right.